So when it comes to your career goals, is it better for you to be more realistic and pragmatic, or is it better to dream big and think, okay, anything is possible? Go for your dreams. Before we get into it, let me know below, which category do you see yourself in more? Are you someone who has a lot of dreams, maybe too many ideas, but they don't actually end up going in a concrete direction? Or are you someone who tends to be very realistic and very logical about your decisions? So I was thinking about this today because I actually have two people in my program right now who are kind of like on polar opposites of this spectrum. So I have one person who's been told before, she's always dreaming, she has all these ideas and things like that, but then they tell her she needs to be more realistic and maybe think like an adult kind of thing, and maybe she's too childish with all these big dreams, and she's getting to her mid-30s and she's like, okay, well, is it time for me to get more mature and start to be realistic, or what? And then I have another client who has been very pragmatic her whole life and just now is getting into a phase of learning how to dream and learning how to go bigger. And so this is something that's really important, because if you want to be very, very successful in your career, you need to have both. It's not about being a total realist and it's not about being a total dreamer. If you want to be successful, you need to be a huge dreamer. You need to have those big visions. You need to believe that anything is possible, and you need to always be willing to step up and go for something that's unrealistic, because what's realistic is where you are right now. That's realistic to you. So if you want to improve your life, you have to be unrealistic, because what's not real is what you're trying to create. And oftentimes the things that seem unrealistic, well, someone else has already done them. So what you're saying is not realistic is that you don't think it's possible for you. Either you don't deserve it, or either you don't see how to reach that. You don't see concretely what you would need to do in order to reach it. But it doesn't mean that those steps don't exist. It just means that you don't know what they are, right? So it's very, very important to dream big and always see yourself as deserving of those big dreams and to be creative about it. But then, of course, it's important not to only be a dreamer or too much of a dreamer and have not enough of those concrete steps, because a lot of people do get stuck with too many ideas and no direction, and none of those ideas ever turn into anything concrete. I see people go for years and years, giving up on income, giving up on even satisfaction. Like they're always dreaming and they have all these different ideas, but they just don't end up actually turning them into a real concrete career path that would make them happy. And so they end up actually in jobs that are not that exciting, not that much fun, that they don't look forward to, sometimes doing the jobs that other people don't want to do. And yet they're this amazing creative dreamer person, but they don't get to actually do anything creative in their work, which is a huge shame, because all that creative potential is just being lost. So the point is, it's important to kind of assess which category do you find yourself falling more into, and then most likely, a lot of the time, what you need is to draw from the other categories. So like I said before, you might be a big dreamer, and what you need now are more concrete steps. There's knowledge that you're lacking, there's concrete steps that you're lacking, and if you had those steps, you'd be able to reach more of your dreams. Or vice versa, if you're more of a realist, what you might be lacking is you're playing too small. You don't even see what else is possible for you, because you're too focused on what you know and the concrete steps and what's realistic, and you don't have enough of that bigger vision, and you don't even realize other types of work that exists that would be perfect for you, and you can't see it, you don't know about it. So I think this is what actually really differentiates my program from most other career coaching, is that I see a lot of coaching that's very into spirituality, finding yourself, manifest your dreams, etc. And I have clients who have done that and go, that was all well and good and it was nice and I learned about myself, but I didn't really achieve anything concrete at the end of it. Or people are going to career coaches who are like, yep, let's work on your CV, let's get those keywords in, and there's no focus on finding your direction and imagining what else is possible for you. And so it keeps you playing small. Like you go to these coaches and you say, oh, I'm an HR professional, but I don't even know if I like HR or not. And all they'll do for you is help you to make your HR CV have more better keywords in it. But what if you don't even want to be in HR anymore and it's something totally new you want to create, or you want to be able to turn that into something else and you end up not being able to do it because it's too focused on realistic, right here, right now, where you already are, and too focused on these kinds of concrete tweaks and not enough on that bigger picture. So anyway, I hope that this has sparked some ideas for you in terms of escaping that dilemma of dreams versus reality. Dreams versus reality. This is the wrong question to be asking. You need to have a really solid combination of both. So I hope that that's helped you. Let me know below, and I'll talk to you on the next video.